All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today for our breakout session, Leveraging AI to Unleash Work Productivity and Creativity. Today, in honor of this topic, me and Mia decided that we would ask a popular AI tool, ChatGPT, to write the session introductions for me. And to make it even more fun, because I'm a major Swiftie, I did decide to ask ChatGPT to write the introduction in Taylor Swift style. So hope you all enjoy. All right, are you ready for it? Here we go. Hey there, wildest dreamers, and welcome to Carnegie Inside Out. I'm your hostess, Hannah Gaddis, here to sprinkle a little bit of magic into this breakout session. As a content SEO specialist here at Carnegie, I'm ready to lead you on a journey that's as thrilling as a new album drop. Before we dive into the AI wonderland, let me share a little bit about me. I'm a book lover, a proud Swiftie, and a baker extraordinaire. My Carnegie vibe? Think confident, generous, and always ready to rock those archetype colors, purple, red, and blue. Now, let's talk about our special presenter for today's session. Drum roll, please. It's none other than Mia Payne, Assistant Director of Content and SEO at Carnegie. Mia's not just a content wizard, she's a creative mastermind. With her Carnegie colors of maroon, purple, and orange, and a personality as persistent as a catchy chorus, Mia never goes out of style. And hey, when Mia's not busy slaying the content game, she's ruling the kingdom of cuddles as a devoted cat mom and exploring culinary delights as a true foodie. Mia brings the energy and inspiration to everything she touches. So long story short, it's time to learn, interact, and enjoy this enchanted session. But in all seriousness, I'm super excited to have the honor of working alongside Mia and learning from her every day. And I can't wait to hear what she has in store for us. So with that, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you, Mia.
All right, thank you so much, Hannah. I think you and ChatGPT did a great job. Thank you for coming to this session, everyone. I'm excited to explore the power of AI with you all. So hopefully after this session, you will feel more comfortable incorporating AI into your workflow and learn how to use the tools to enhance your productivity. So here is our plan for today. In less than 30 minutes, we have a lot to cover. We will start with a brief intro of AI, and then we will share how to adopt the technology at work. And then we will spend most of our time exploring different tools with practical examples and use cases. We will have a breakout session as well, where you can test out the prompts and tools that we share. At the end, we will come back to the main room and discuss your takeaways and your final thoughts. But before we start, just want to see how many of you already use AI tools in your day-to-day. So whether that is just for your emails, for your personal use, for Slate campaigns, digital campaigns, or making presentation decks, give me a thumbs up if you already use AI tools every day. All right. So I feel like a lot of you are the early adapters to AI, right? So I will just briefly talk about what AI is. To be honest, I'm not a technical person, so I'm not very familiar with all the computer science terms here. So probably it's not very accurate, but that's how I understand it in plain English. So essentially, when I think about AI, I would just think of it almost like a human who can learn and think. But instead of a brain, AI's thinking is done through algorithms. And the tools that we use most often every day, such as Grammarly, ChatGPT, these type of tools, they are enabled by technology called generative AI. What it does is just to learn the data and all the information that you put into the algorithm. So for example, text, images, videos, and then after the technology processes the information, it generates other content based on what you provide. So it's like a human, right? It's like a person. After absorbing the knowledge, after reading all the books, when you ask a question, they can answer you in their own words. And we actually have been using AI in many different areas. For example, Siri, Alexa, autofill, autocorrect. These are all AIs. And these tools already enhance our productivity so much. So now with the development of generative AI, we can take this productivity to the next level, saving us so much time from doing repetitive tasks. It can accelerate ideation. If you are a writer like me, AI tools are also very helpful in overcoming writer's block, right? You can also use it to research, to gather information very quickly. Okay, but how does it really mean for Carnegie? How does it really enhance productivity at Carnegie? Are there any examples? The SEO team last year, we tested leveraging ChatGPT in our web copywriting process in 2 client projects. And for each client, we had an experiment group and a control group. In the experiment group, we used ChatGPT to help our writing, for example, drafting, brainstorming, writing metadata. And in the control group, we wrote the content 100% manually by our specialists without any AI assistance. So let's play a quick guessing game here. We found out that for the control group, meaning the group that the writing process without any AI assistance, takes 5 hours to complete 1 web page content. So how many hours do you think it takes for our SEO specialist to complete 1 page of content with AI assistance? You can type that into the chat. A little tip here, we didn't rely on AI solely to write the whole page. Our SEO specialists still spend the time editing and making sure the content was high quality, was accurate, and each page is about 600 to 1,000 words. Those were long form content pages. So let's see what you think about how long we spend on writing with AI assistance. It took about 3.5 hours on average to complete 1 piece of content with AI assistance. That is 1.5 hours saved. It might not seem like a big deal just for 1 web page, but remember, our specialists usually need to produce about 16 to 18 pages of content every month. So each of us could save 27 hours per month if we use AI. And we can spend that extra 27 hours somewhere else, right? For example, strategizing, innovating, or devoting more time into refining our products or into professional development. We can do so much more with the time that we save utilizing AI. Now that we know AI can increase our efficiency, I think a lot of us have this question, right? How should I start incorporating AI tools into my workflow? How can I introduce AI technology to my team, right? Because AI is very versatile. You can use it in basically any way you want. I always think of AI as like a Play-Doh. You can shape it into anything that you need, right? So it can also become very confusing and overwhelming because of the flexibility AI provides. But in my opinion, the most important thing when approaching AI is to have an experimental mindset, meaning don't be afraid of trying and failing. And also don't expect things to be perfect right away. It is a journey of testing, measuring, and refining. Here are 4 steps that you can take if you want to adopt AI technology into your workflow. First, we could start with finding the tasks that you want AI to do. So usually AI is helpful in automating repetitive tasks and data-intensive tasks. It can also help you with tasks that need creativity, but you need more inspiration. For example, like the SEO team identified that the most time-consuming task for our team was writing web page content. Then based on your need, you can find the tools that can solve your specific problems. Maybe it's a writing tool, maybe it's a plugin for web design, maybe it's a tool for converting YouTube videos into different dimensions for other social media platforms. After you identify the tools that you're going to use, we can first test on a few pilot projects to see if AI is really effective. Also find out where you can improve and make adjustments along the way. In the case of the SEO team, we tested ChatGPT as a tool for writing in 2 client pilot projects. And we carefully measure the time spent so that we know, what kind of tasks can really save time, what kind of tasks we don't really save time with AI. Then if the data tells you that AI is really effective in solving your problem or improving your processes, then you can consider scaling it. How can we start incorporating the tool or replicate the process of the pilot program in other projects? Now, let's dive into the tools that we can use in our everyday job. And when I talk about AI, I feel it's illegal to not talk about ChatGPT. This is the hottest generative AI tool. We will share some prompting best practices and helpful prompts for different use cases in this session. I think most of you already know what ChatGPT is, right? It can understand and generate human-like content. So essentially, it's like a chatbot that can follow and respond to your instructions. And the way you give ChatGPT instructions is called a prompt. That is a very important concept, a prompt. We're going to talk about the best practices here. Some tips about how to write a good prompt to give better instructions to ChatGPT. The better information you feed AI, the better output you will get. So how you ask your question sometimes is even more important than the result. How to ask your question to give clear instruction is one of the most important things when you are using ChatGPT. And the first rule here is to be as specific as possible. I have a simple formula here for you to follow. Role, task, context, and an audience. When you give instructions to ChatGPT, first you can give it a role. For example, if I use it to write content in my prompt, I would say, you are an expert copywriter. So the purpose of giving it a role is to make GPT more specialized so that it can produce better output. If your task is to analyze data, then you can write act as a data analyst. If you don't give it any role, ChatGPT is just going to be like a generalist, right? It's going to draw information from everywhere. It's not going to be specialized for your specific use case. And then the next part of your prompt should describe the task clearly and provide some context for your task. If possible, you can also specify your audience of the output. So here is an example of a bad prompt versus a good prompt. Write a blog post is what I would consider a not specific prompt because we didn't mention the topic of the blog post. The prompt also doesn't give any context to the task. But following our formula, we can revise this prompt to get better output from ChatGPT. First, you can say act as a copywriter because the task here is to write something, right? And then you can give it a task, write a blog post about the importance of SEO. And in the context of this task, the blog post should be at least 600 word long. The audience of this blog post is higher ed marketers. Now, this prompt is more specific, but still very clear and concise. And if you want ChatGPT to produce content in a specific format, let's say you have a template that you want ChatGPT to follow, you can even give it an example in your prompt. I also found out that if I give too many tasks in one prompt message, GPT doesn't really respond very well, usually. For example, if I tell it to write a blog post and also do competitor analysis in one message, then GPT usually cannot have a high quality output because it can become confusing. It's just really like talking to a human. If you ask someone 10 questions in one text message, it's likely that they will miss some of it. So if you have multiple tasks, don't forget that you can keep improving and refining the output by continuing the conversation with GPT. For example, you can tell it first conduct a competitor analysis and then write a blog post in 2 separate prompts. Here you can see how I follow up with ChatGPT in a conversation to refine the output. So my first prompt asked ChatGPT to come up with a click-worthy headline for a blog post about using AI for enhanced productivity at work. This headline should be enticing and encourage the audience to learn more about AI tools. And the ChatGPT came up with a headline. It's pretty good, right? I was impressed. But I wanted to see if we could improve this headline. So I asked in another prompt, same conversation, what do you think about this headline? So with this prompt, ChatGPT can reflect on its own output and kind of think a little bit more. And then I asked, how can you make this even better? The ChatGPT came up with another idea to create urgency or FOMO in the headline. It refined the headline to boost your efficiency instantly, revolutionary AI tools that elevate your productivity game. I think this is so much better. This is just one use case of refining a headline, but the point here is that it's okay if the first response you got from ChatGPT is not perfect, it's not the best. You can keep asking questions to refine the output to your liking. Here I have a few prompts for you to try in different use cases. When we go into the breakout rooms, you can test them out. But I want to call out one specific prompt here to turn your regular campaign performance report into a report for senior management, which is the last bullet here. I want to call this out because I think it's applicable to so many of us, for those who are in digital marketing or in client success or in account management. I think we do this a lot, right? Oftentimes we need to write a high level report for our clients, senior management. We can try this prompt. I want to show you in ChatGPT itself as well. So I just use this prompt here. You can copy and paste. And then I just put in my kind of too detailed regular monthly report to ChatGPT. And then with this prompt, I was very impressed that ChatGPT turned that into an executive summary that is very concise and organized and easy to understand. So in the breakout room, you can try this prompt if you do this a lot. Also, if you have ChatGPT Plus, which is the paid version of ChatGPT, you have the option to explore custom versions of ChatGPT. You will find tools that are designed for specific use cases like data analysis, writing, design, etc. You can also even configure your own GPT for your specific use. So for example, for SEO, I can configure a GPT specifically for SEO copywriting. The next one here is Microsoft Edge Copilot. This is a tool that you can access in your Edge browser. Copilot is also powered by GPT-4, and you can use it directly from your browser interface. The most powerful thing about Copilot to me is that it can access the internet and give you context and more in-depth information based on the content that you're browsing. It's a real-time AI assistant. And here are just a few typical functions that you can use in Copilot. You can summarize the web page content, provide answers to questions about the web content, and generate content based on user prompts. And to use Copilot to the fullest, there is one step that you want to take. You will need to manually turn on and allow Microsoft to access page content in your browser settings. And after that, you will see that you have 3 tabs in Copilot: Chat, Compose, and Insights. The Insights tab gives you analytics of the website that you're currently browsing. So for example, in this screenshot here, I'm looking at the Carnegie Mellon's website. With Copilot, I can easily see its monthly traffic, the traffic geo information, traffic channel, right, search engines versus other websites. And I can see the competitors, BU, Stanford, and Georgia Tech. So very helpful. And if you want to go one more step further, you can go to the chat function. I found it really helpful to do more in-depth research about a university or a certain program. So if you want to do some research about a specific client, I recommend this method. For example, in this screenshot, I'm browsing the architecture program at Carnegie Mellon. I first asked Copilot to summarize the page content. And then as a marketer, I want to know how this program is special. I need to know how I can market it, right? So I asked about the unique selling points of this program. Copilot gave me a few bullet points here, right? Interdisciplinary innovation. It focuses on climate change, AI, and social justice. It has funding for research. These are all very helpful points for marketing campaigns, but I think this is not specific enough, right? I want some more detailed examples for these unique selling points. So I asked, what are some examples of interdisciplinary projects? And then Copilot gave me a few examples with citations to fact check as well. So this is super helpful to me as a writer because I can write very detailed and compelling story content for this program. Now I have all these information and context. And I'm sure that this will be very helpful to many of you as well if you want to do research about a program, about a client. And one last AI tip I have is Zoom and Asana's AI features. I'm not sure if you already noticed that Zoom has something called the AI companion. You can turn that on when you are on a call, and then it will automatically generate summaries and action items from your Zoom meeting. And I like to combine that with Asana. I would copy and paste the Zoom meeting summary to an Asana card. And then Asana has a feature to auto-generate subtasks for you. This combination can save you so much time because you can quickly access meeting highlights without watching the whole recording or attending all the meetings that you have on your calendar. It also improves collaboration, ensuring team members have a clear understanding of the decisions made and action items after the call. In Asana, there's another AI feature called Summarize Task. This one is pretty helpful as well, especially when you need to quickly catch up on a project, when you need to jump on a task that has been standing for a long time and you need to know the status. Sometimes it's just difficult to read all the comments from different team members, right? So for example, here, this screenshot, I have a task that has over 70 comments. And I wanted to get a quick summary of the task status. So I just click Summarize Task. Then Asana gave me a short paragraph here explaining the whole history of this task. So now maybe this is not 100% accurate, but at least now I can have a general concept of what is happening for this Asana card before I dive into the details. All right, so now Hannah will assign you all to different breakout groups, and you can spend the time together trying out the tools that we just talked about, the prompts that we introduced. We will send you a short Google Doc with different things that you can do with your group as well. When we come back to the main room, I will invite each group to share their takeaways and ask questions that might come up. All right, did you have fun, everybody? Anyone wants to share what they talk about in the breakout rooms? Any takeaways or questions that you have?
Yeah, I can share. I didn't know that you could summarize tasks in Asana, which I was super excited about. However, I did try it out and it got something wrong. So I would say make sure to also read the card if you're gonna do that. It said that someone was out of office that was not going to be out of office. They got a couple of people mixed up. So I guess that's my takeaway from that is
Yeah.
to take it with a grain of salt.
Anyone
We did have a question come through in the chat while you were speaking. Someone asked, is there a Copilot extension for Chrome, or is it just, accessible on Edge?
I think Copilot is a Microsoft thing, so it can only be accessed through Edge. but for Chrome, you can download another plugin that I thought it was very helpful. It's called GPT for Workspace. I put it into a resource doc at the end as well, so you can take a look at that. So basically, it's kind of like Copilot, but it's kind of enabling you to use GPT right on your browser using Chrome as well. So speaking of that, thank you everyone so much for joining us. I have a resource slide here as well, linked to the deck. The first one here is what I was talking about, the AI tools recommended by our web team members. So you can find the name of the tools, the description, why our team members recommend these tools. They are also happy to talk to you if you're interested in sharing your experience, if you have questions about these different tools. So the one that I was talking about is this one, GPT in Workspace. So this is the one that is very helpful for you to use ChatGPT into Google Docs, slides, and spreadsheets. And then also don't forget to take a look at Carnegie's best practices for AI usage. Definitely need to follow the guidelines when you're using ChatGPT and other AI tools. All right, thank you so much, everyone. If you want to talk more about AI, just email me anytime.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.